Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the ladies, a ladies flyweight competition. Super flyweight, please welcome into the blue corner, please welcome Patteera Manopchai Gym from Thailand.
Towers crumble, steel and bone, voices clash, the unknown, dreams dissolve in the zone, blood and dust.
And her opponent, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Oxford in Great Britain, the smiling assassin, Magdalena Szwed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is sure to be a war. This is a ladies' super flyweight contest with a weight limit of 52.16 kilos, fought over 6 by 2 minute rounds. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the blue corner where she's wearing black trunks with orange trim. She weighed in at 51.2, 160 centimeters in height, 26 years of age. She's trained at Manopchai Gym with 4 fights, 1 win, 3 losses, 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, Patteera Manopchai Gym. Her opponent this evening, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver trunks with black trim with a red top, weighed in at 52.1, 164 centimeters in height, 36 years of age. She comes from the land of Great Britain with the city where they study in Oxford. She's trained locally at Highland Boxing Gym. 3 fights, 3 wins, 2 wins by way of KO. She's known as the smiling assassin, Magdalena Szwed. Your referee for this contest, ladies and gentlemen, Madam Pangmak Songmani. Your judges, Mr. Warwolf Dunkau, Mr. Tankon Tanakon, and Mr. Carlos Costa. Fighters to center ring, please. Ladies.
6 round, no head up, no holding, no elbow, nah. Good luck.
And ladies, no scratching, though I think it's difficult with the gloves.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to fight number 6. This is in the female super flyweight division, and it is the UK taking on Thailand. The smiling assassin, Magdalena Szwed, in the red corner. 3 fights on a record, 3 victories, undefeated as a pro. And then Patteera Manopchai Gym in the blue corner, 5 fights on her record. So let's see if that experience is going to help her. Good left hook there from Patteera on the back foot.
And Magdalena, we've seen her fight several times. She is a pressure fighter. She gets that jab working for her. Very confident inside that ring. Great ring walk. And here she comes alive. As soon as she gets you tangled in her web, she just starts to throw these flurries of shots. And we've seen her improve after every fight we've seen her in. So very excited for this fight, Ali.
Yeah, Magdalena being a bit elusive here on the outside, trying to roll, landing the shots to the body. Patteera can't fall for this, needs to be very assertive with her jab. There she is with a 1-2.
Her fight is looking in good shape for this fight as well, but this is where Magdalena comes alive. She just puts pressure on you, but Patteera, what she has to do is she has to just keep stepping back and throwing those check hooks or that right hand right down the middle. Rather than trying to meet fire with fire, you've got to learn, how can I be water in a situation where my opponent is fire? She's got to put out the onslaught of Magdalena.
I mean, something that you like to say, Jimmy, everything off the jab. It's definitely a good shot to land when you're fighting a pressure fighter like Magdalena.
You know, one of the coaches I used to train with, Simon, used to mention it's rock, paper, scissors. If somebody is rock and you know they're rock, you have to become paper, and you've got to find a way to get around it. If your opponent is doing the same movement over and over, you find a way to be their counter. But I think Patteera has got some great, but a big right hand from Magdalena there.
Magdalena again landing that right hand, and she's got Patteera cornered on the ropes. Patteera escaping, rolling off the ropes. Landing that left hook there, Patteera. Magdalena complaining that it was to the back of the head. Slipping there, and that is the end of the first round.
Yeah, very entertaining round, very active round. 2-minute rounds here. So we see some of these replays. Magdalena very much trying to get that jab through, but I'd really like to see Magdalena stop sticking that right hand next to her ear and start just moving it down near your chin, because the punch to the chin is the one that usually knocks you down, and you can move your hands 1 inch to block to the right hand side. So she needs to learn to not stick to that basic style of boxing. Keep that right hand nice and loose rather than sticking it to the right hand side or the left hand side of your face. Just bring it forward. Emmanuel Stewart used to teach Lennox Lewis this. He would say, can you block your chin? Yes. Can you block the right hand side of your face? Well, then stop blocking the right hand, bring it to the middle of your face. And that's what you often see with newer fighters. They tend to just glue a right hand to their head.
Yeah, defense is the best offense. You definitely need to have that in the sport of boxing. And here we go, round number 2 underway. We are set for 6 rounds of action if it goes that far. Magdalena with the black and silver trunks in the red corner, and Patteera with the black and orange trunks in the blue.
Yeah, 2-minute rounds means you've got to start going for him. We nice see some counters here from Patteera, but as soon as the counter landed, Magdalena's just coming alive right now and starting to just throw flurry after flurry. So both fighters getting these big counters off.
Right hands here from Magdalena. Pushing forward. She's on it like Sonic in this second round. Still doesn't slow down. Same pace that she drove from the first round.
Manopchai Gym are very known for being good pressure fighters as well, and being able to hand pressure quite well as well. So I'd like to see Patteera start believing in that, start going to the body. If someone's moving forward and you start digging to their body, they'll meet you with the same shot, which means the power hits on a little bit harder.
Well, like you said, James, sometimes, Jimmy, it's the best thing to do is to bully a pressure fighter, if that is what Patteera's game plan is. I mean, Magdalena has done a great job of just smothering her from the first round and leading into the second.
Yeah, Magdalena's throwing maybe 10 punches and landing 3 of them, but it's definitely winning on the judges' scorecards here. And if Patteera doesn't have an action, we see a backhand there, which isn't allowed, but big left hook land for Patteera, but Magdalena, every time she gets clipped, it seems to light a fire underneath her.
Right hand there from Magdalena. Missing with the left hook. Patteera coming back with a 3-punch combination, ending it with the left hook.
Big right hand again. Magdalena has got to start flicking that jab in with it as well. Rather than relying on flurries alone, start trying to throw some doubles and some triple combinations. Patteera has just got to accept that you're in stormy seas right now, and eventually you'll find some calm waves. So get you through that stormy weather, get yourself into calm seas, and then start landing your combos. But at the end of the round, Ali, what a great round it was from both fighters.
Yeah, what a round it was. I felt like Patteera came into her own a bit more, was more assertive, trying to land her counters, especially that left hook. But Magdalena just kept on walking her down and did not take her foot off the gas at all. Like I said during the round, bullying the bully, making sure that she stayed on the toes of Patteera. Patteera using that check left hook that you can see on the replay. Great shot to use against a pressure fighter, or a fighter that's been very aggressive on the front foot.
You know, they often say, Ali, that to beat a slick fighter is all about smothering them, not allowing them to get anything going for themselves, not allowing them any thinking time, and not giving them any of the angles that they would usually like to use. So very nicely done from Magdalena to realize that she's up against a very slick boxer here.
Here we go, round 3 underway. This is the halfway point for this super flyweight bout in the female division. Left hook there from Patteera, but Magdalena storming forward with left hooks and right hooks to the body.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations where you're allowed to just keep going to the body, but we see some blood streaming down the face of Magdalena, and it could have been a clash of heads as she's rushed in there. We're getting the doctor to have a quick look at that. I mean, great refereeing. She spotted it instantly, and she's having a look right now. As long as the blood isn't trickling into the eye and it's not blocking the vision, the fight can carry on. But that cut is going to be a deciding factor right now.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. The blood is not going into the eye. It does look a lot more bad than it is, but it's on the side of the eye. As long as that blood doesn't stream into the eye and blur the vision of Magdalena, then the fight can continue.
There is streaming into the eye, but then there's blood on the gloves, there's sweat on the gloves. Eventually, that blood will find its way into the eye. Magdalena has now got to try and put her opponent away as soon as she can, and she's doing a good job of it. Magdalena is very, very tough. She just likes to keep going, but Patteera has now got a chance here to really steal this fight away from her opponent.
Yeah, absolutely right. And the good thing about that cut is it's in a great place for Patteera because she likes to use her left hook and she can just keep on targeting that cut with the left hook, making it worse, making it bigger, and that could force the doctor to stop this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just the part of the fight game, unfortunately. You've got to use everything to your advantage. Those left hooks to the right hands, Patteera starting to believe in a combination. And, you know, John Jones mentioned it, making somebody bleed's an interesting thing, but seeing your own blood and being able to fight is a different type of fight, and that's what we're witnessing right now.
It's like Magdalena a bit overwhelmed by this pace. I mean, if you've ever been cut before in a fight, like you said, seeing your own blood, if you get cut and it starts going into the eye, then that is obviously a big problem. But going down the face, going down, like just being there, like sometimes it can play on you a bit that you don't want it to get worse.
Yeah, I mean, final moments of this round, the corner of Magdalena have got to get this under control as quickly as they can. But a big right hand gets through for Magdalena. Great way to end this round.
Another right hand there from Magdalena. She keeps slinging it from her stance. And that is the end of the third round. Lots of drama here at World Siam Stadium on Highland Boxing Promotions. Let's take a look at the replays right here, Jimmy.
What a fight we are witnessing. I mean, it looked like, you know, Magdalena really pushes the pace anyways. As soon as that blood started pouring out, Patteera started coming alive with those left hooks, those jumping, crouching left hooks, and was getting them through. But towards the end of the round, Magdalena still landed those right hands. So you see some of those backhands in some of the replays. Magdalena's got to be very careful. She doesn't give anything away. She doesn't lose a point for throwing those illegal shots. She's got to be very, very careful there. But a great round from both fighters. Credit to Magdalena. She saw the cut, did not back down, and just went forward. But Patteera's got a chance now.
Yeah, she definitely does have a chance.
Seconds out here.
Corner to really taking their time to work on that cut in between rounds. And there's only so much you can do in a minute. And you got to think about it, Jim, like when you get into the ring, that's cut off like about a third of the time. So really, you've only got about 40 seconds to work on a cut.
I mean, they've had enough time now. That is the longest round in between to get some time back. But a big right hand again. Magdalena going for that backhand of the fist. Got to be very careful here, but nice left hook here by Patteera.
Right hand again there from Magdalena. But Magdalena turning away, turning her head too far off the center line.
And we can see both fighters. I mean, it gets into a fight or flight stage here because Patteera is definitely tired, and she's up against Magdalena, who's very tough and very, very active as well. So Patteera knows she can't just stay in the pocket with Magdalena. She's got to land the combinations, get herself out, get in and out of this fight to stay relevant.
Patteera going in there with the hooks. Magdalena trying to fend her off. Right hands from Magdalena, but stumbling backwards from a left hook from Patteera.
And this is where Patteera needs to start doubling, tripling the jab. As soon as your opponent looks slightly overwhelmed, that's when you push the pace. That's when you keep jabbing downwards. You don't even need to land a right hand. Just keep pushing that jab out.
The tables for me have really turned in this round, Jim. As soon as Magdalena got that cut, she's really slowed down. And if anything, Patteera has started to come into her own.
But then if Magdalena isn't going to be put away, Patteera's got to wonder, what else do I need to do? Because it'll become a battle of the gas tanks here, Ali.
Well, you can just hear Patteera's corner shouting, throw the left hook, throw the left hook. I mean, that's all well said and done, but she really needs to set that up. It is a good shot of hers, but I've definitely been accustomed to that, where you just try and rely on that left hook too much and it leaves you open for counter punches.
And this is what I'm saying, everything off the jab. You jab and turn the jab into a left hook as well. So you can throw the jab and the left hook as the same punch here. But this is where Magdalena usually does very well towards the end of the round. And here we see it again. She starts to throw flurries, but the judges will notice these shots are not relevant.
Magdalena ducking down, and that is the end of the fourth round. Lots of drama going on in here. And let's see how Magdalena's corner can deal with that cut that looked like it got a little bit worse in that round. Take a look at the replays here. And Patteera getting her second wind in the later stages of this fight. She just kept on putting the pressure on Magdalena, trying to find a home for that left hook. Definitely did a good job with landing the jab, going down to the body that you can see on a replay. Magdalena trying to keep herself low. And kept on trying to land that right hand. But for me, Jimmy, on my unofficial scorecard, I'm giving that round to Patteera. I thought she did a really good job staying in there and giving Magdalena a bit of a nightmare in the fourth round.
Yeah, it's a very hard one to judge because usually how someone ends the rounds tends to really favor the judge. So whenever a round is close, the judge is almost waiting for that moment. They're waiting for something at the end. So I'm very curious to see how that round was judged because we saw Magdalena really come alive to those body shots right at the end of the round, but is it enough to win the round? Time will tell. And it looks like that cut might be under control, but for how long, Ali? Those left hooks are very mean.
Well, one thing's for sure, Jimmy, the smiling assassin has got another different smile on her face as we go into round number 5. Left hooks here from Patteera. Uppercut, right hand there from Magdalena. She comes storming forward.
Magdalena really throwing these aggressive hooks as well. When she sits down on these hooks, Magdalena's very powerful. We're seeing it right now. We've not seen this from Magdalena where she actually sits down on these hooks and starts delivering them. So this is where Patteera has got to get on that back foot, get that jab working and throw these right hands when she's got a chance.
Jab here from Magdalena. Right hand as well. Left hook from Patteera.
Bit of a slugfest going on right now. Definitely a fight the fans like to see. Sometimes we like to see the very technical fights. Sometimes we just like to see two people going for it. These two warriors, these two fighters really just laying it on the line. Boxing is a theater as well, and that's what we're seeing.
Both fighters negating their shots right there. Right hand from Patteera. Magdalena with her own right hand though.
Magdalena, to me, is doing absolutely fantastic in this round. She's landing clean shots. She's landing powerful shots. And Patteera, I think she's come out in this round not expecting Magdalena to be so dangerous, which has maybe caught her off guard.
Magdalena, though, definitely has hit Patteera right on the button in this round and stopped her in her tracks. Almost looked like a few times that Patteera just was going to stumble.
And this is the most important part. Final 30 seconds. Who's got the most gas in the tank? And this tends to be the case. We know Magdalena always saves up for that final 15, 10 seconds. Patteera has got to be aware of it. When Magdalena comes forward, that's when the uppercuts start working for you.
Left hook there from Magdalena. Patteera trying to land her own left hook back, but missing. Right hand there from Magdalena. There you go. And to answer the left hook from Patteera. And that is the end of the round.
I see some of these replays. There was that jumping left hook once again. Patteera had so much success in the previous round with it, but Magdalena, to me, came out with a different game plan in that round where she sat down on her shots, she dipped the knees and started throwing these hooks and hooks after hooks. And to me, it was working for in the opening round, but the opening of that round. Magdalena has got the ability now to finish this fight strong. If she can take this 6th round, to me, she wins the fight. Patteera has got to believe in that jab and that right hand as well, but use that jab to left hook more.
Okay, here we go, entering the 6th and final round. What a fight this has been, absolute drama. Corner team for Magdalena spending a lot of time on that cut. Let's hope they've been able to close it up for the final round.
I mean, great corner work by Magdalena's team to stay in the ring for as long as possible to get it under control. Final round here, 6th and final round. What a fight it's been. Big glazing left hook again, double left hook, triple left hook from Patteera.
And that right hand as well, going through the guards. Patteera landing that left hook at the beginning of the round to target that cut, to get that Vaseline out of it and keep the blood flowing.
I think this could be a deciding round. Obviously, we don't know how they're judging it, but these are the most important rounds, the final round to really win it. But Magdalena comes alive with a left hook and a right hook. She's starting to slam away to Patteera.
Jab there from Patteera. Right hand from Magdalena as she tries to swarm her opponent.
And these are the rounds that we like to see. Just two fighters putting it all on the line. We barely see any clinching from these two fighters, yet they're fighting inside the pocket. Very beautiful stuff to see.
You can hear the applause from the corner of Patteera. Magdalena pushing forward, using the right hand, slipping away, landing the right hand again. Good slipping and dipping here from Magdalena. Referee just motioning to keep your head up.
Yeah, Magdalena gets nice and low like Nigel Benn. Even got the same shots Nigel Benn used to wear. Dipping low, getting underneath those shots, but the referee can call it a foul to get your head up. But again, Patteera the jumping left up, but Magdalena returns with a great shot of her own. Absolute warfare going on.
Magdalena staying low, going upstairs to the right hand. Jab there from Magdalena. Right hand just goes past the head of Patteera. That right hand connected flush.
And you can see Magdalena has not once taken her foot off the pedal here. She has constantly moved forward, and this is the sound that Magdalena hears, and this is the sound where she comes alive. This is an absolute fight so far. Great shots being landed, great counterpunch by Magdalena.
Right hand there, Magdalena getting the final say at the end of that round. And we will go to the judges' scorecards for the first time this afternoon. Here's the replays right here. Magdalena just pushing forward, fighting for dear life. And Patteera just trying to hold on for dear life as well, using her counter punches to her best ability. Really great clash of styles between these two. And we will go to Philip Player for the official decision. Let's find out who's won this fight on points. We'll see in fight number 7.
Underneath the lights were sold to victory, hearts of gold. Champions are born in the fire. Gloves on hands, we take it higher. Face your fears, unleash desire. One will stand, we won't tire.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judges have it. Judge Warraworth, 58-56. Judge Tannacorn, 56-58. Judge Carlos Costa, 58-56. A split decision to the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the smiling assassin, Magdalena Szwed.